Hello, 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 hello. Hi. Hi, hi, hi. How's your morning? What have you been up to? I'm about to put on some makeup. And I don't think I'm going to do anything fancy with my hair. I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do with it. Probably just pull it back, really. And then I'm going to put some stamps on my nails. I've got this fancy thermal polish on. It's real pretty, but we're just going to do something a little bit simple. Today is trivia finals with my team, the Awkward Flamingos. So I might put on flamingo earrings, but I don't have pink clothes because it's not really a color that I wear, but I am intending on putting on this like black sweater dress, and it would be real cool if I had pink leggings to go with it, but I do not. So I'm gonna have to go with like a skinish color maybe. We'll see. But I figure we can hang out while I do all these things. Hey, hey, hey girl, hey girl. We're gonna do a smidgen of nail stamping here in a little bit. I'm gonna use this plate. It's like ropes. I'm gonna put it on top of these. When they get warm, they turn like a gold. It's from Wicked Lacquer. Comes in a little skull-shaped bottle. I got it from one of those monthly shopping things. Like, it might have been Hella Handmade Creations. Maybe. One of them. Thank you. I haven't used it before, but we're gonna do it today. And I'm gonna use black for the outline, and then I've got like a copper polish that I'm gonna use for the rope, and a little gold for the ones that have like a little piece of metal. That one has a heart and I want to use it. So I haven't quite decided the entire layout, but that's what we gonna do. First though is makeup. I feel like it's probably a responsible decision to do all of the things that could be messed up by having wet nails before I do the nails. So that's the plan. Gonna make sure I ain't got no sleep left in my eyes. So first, we need eyeshadow primer. That way, our eyeshadow doesn't get all creased up and gross. If I had to name like makeup must-haves, this is one of them. These little eyeshadow guides, they're stickers you put right here, and that way you get a super crisp line and less fallout problems, because I can't make a wing, but I can with this. That looks pretty even, right? I think so. Yeah, good enough. Ooh, birthday party sounds like a lot of fun. How old is she turning? Or did turn, or is? What birthday are we celebrating? Procrastination! I know what you mean. I was just in yonder earlier talking to my daughter about how I needed to go pick up a prescription, but I don't want to. Eventually I did, but I'm like, that sounds like a burden. Sometimes I would just like to be doing that thing, but then I get bored. That's why I have so many projects. 10. That's a big one. Double digits. Fun times. Well, dang, get them all back to back then. Birthday season. It's kind of how we do it around here too. My mom is in December, I'm in January, and my daughter's in February. I'm like, we just having birthday winter. Can't catch a break. In fact, actually, one of my brothers is in November, but boys don't really care about their birthdays the same way. Hi! Welcome. Thanks for coming. We are hanging out, doing a little chatty chat, getting ready for the day. A little makeup, little nails, a little outfit. Maybe I'll brush my hair or something. We're gonna go for a gold to try and match it to my nail polish accent. Four in January, goodness gracious. That'd be a lot. I have one brother who has a birthday in June, so he's like just by himself for the whole part of the year. The rest of us are all in the winter. How many family members do you have? That's so many. I'm used to my number of family members, but I do think that, like, in comparison to like the average, I have a small family. So while it seems normal to me to only have a few relatives, I don't think that's everybody's experience. Oh, I just stuck that in my eye. What an unpleasant feeling. Y'all do not know how much I rely on Facebook to tell me when people have birthdays, because I will not know if I'm expected to remember. So, like, I don't have a whole lot of cousins either. And the ones I do have, we're not one of those families that are really involved in each other's life. We're just all kind of out here doing our thing and hey, when I see ya type. So, like, they hardly even count. Not super thrilled with these. They're so small and not really low enough, but I don't want to start over. I have birthday month. I don't care what the rest of these folks is doing. If they want to have just birthday, that's you. I'm having birth month. Every day. It's my birthday. What's crazy to me is people who don't like to celebrate their birthday and like they don't tell anybody about it. Because I'm telling everybody I have a chance to tell. I'm like, y'all should know. It's a special time. I think that's okay. Yeah. September is a fine month to have an entire month of birthdays. Especially if you can get a separate celebration for like each of your friends. Just all the month. I hate mascara. And like, I think this one's running out. But I'm so bad at not sticking it to my actual eye. Exactly! My birthday's coming. Y'all ready? This one I feel like I don't like to use because it's like so thick. We'll use this spoolie to break it up a little bit, I think. I'm I'm not left-handed, so this one's hard. There we go. I think that's okay. My eyebrows are invisible unless I put some of this in them. Just like a millennial. Just throw some lines in there and hopefully blend it out. That's all I can do. We're creating shadows, really, not hairs. That's the extent of my eyebrow game. That's all I can do. This is pretty much all the makeup. I don't usually put on the skin because it's just gonna get everywhere. And if I put on lipstick now, it'll be worn off by the time I go somewhere later, so I'll do that later. I feel like my hair is actually gonna probably be something very similar to this, but I have like little decorative combs that I can stick in behind my little, so that might be what I end up doing. Let me go grab a brush though. Let me put on the dress first because it's a turtleneck. And if I put it on after the hair, it's just gonna tear the hair down. Yeah. So this is the one we're gonna go for. It has this, and it scrunches in the middle. I feel like I should go for these. They're kind of brown, but like when you stretch them on, they get like fake sheer, but they're fleece lined. But I also have some that are not fleece lined, but I don't know if they are structurally as tight because I've never put them on. Yes, I think we should go for the brown ones. Typically I would put on black ones, but then I'm like, if I do the brown ones, I feel like it goes with the gold accents better, right? These things are so nonsensical and unimportant. Okay, I'm gonna change my screen to, there we go. You can hear me, so I can still talk to you. I don't eat McDonald's. It is trivia finals today. It's a very nerdy thing. Me and my friends, we play trivia once a week at this bar on Tuesdays, and they have 2 seasons a month, and so they're like 6-month increments. And then the top teams from the bar I go to, as well as a bunch of other ones in the area, go together for finals and compete. And somehow we keep making it to finals. And I'm like, what is happening? So we're gonna go do that today. Not that any of us are particularly like trivia experts. We just get lucky most of the time, I think. Bingo is fun. They don't have enough opportunities to play bingo other than like if you go to a bingo hall where it's mostly old people, and I don't even know if they still do that since COVID. I know that sometimes bars will have music bingo where like you listen to a song and then you have to mark the song off because it'll have like the name and the artist. But I don't much care for that because I don't listen to music, so I never know who it is. I just gotta write down what they tell me. And like there's even a music round at trivia, but I can't help because the chances of me knowing who sings this or what it's called is very slim. I'm more of a random knowledge contributor. I don't have an area of expertise and they never ask about nails. I also can't help with the sports. That ain't for me either. But I can tell you which type of blood is the rarest one. So that's the kind of stuff that I can help with. You know, I used to think it was type O as well, but it's not. Type O is popular because it's a universal donor. But the rarest type is actually AB. AB negative to be specific, which is a universal receiver. So while they can't really give blood to very many people because it has to also be AB, they can take it from anyone. So blood is an interesting thing. I happen to have AB negative blood, which is one of the reasons I remember. I used to donate plasma sometimes, and I always thought they should give me extra since I had the fancy stuff, but they never did. Oh, stingies. So here's the getup. What do y'all think? Got brown legs. It's not exactly the same shade as my skins, but that's okay. I'll probably do like some black boots. I love boots. I only know what I am because I have negative blood. So when you have negative blood and you get pregnant, but you don't know if your partner has negative blood, you have to assume they don't. Most people don't. And negative blood and positive blood don't mix. So I had to take shots so that if for some reason my infantile blood were to mix with my own blood, neither one of us would die. Because we could not guarantee that she would also have negative blood. So that is a fun fact for negative blooded people. I like these type of hair ties. They're the only ones that don't really slide out because my hair is without texture, so it don't hang on to nothing. Like trying to use a headband, it's just gonna slide off the back of my head. You know what I should probably do is make my bun that sloppy bun style instead of this folded over one. I think it's better looking. You know, it took me well into my adulthood to learn how to do a sloppy bun that actually looks good because I didn't understand the technique. Yeah, it's a bit of a double twist situation. And even then, it doesn't always work. Like, I've just not held on to it real good. I gotta fold it around. Ah, there we go. Don't know what it looks like back there, but I think it's okay. I don't have too much bits, but enough. Let's get this out of here. We don't need that mirror for now. I miss my thick hair. When I was a teenager, my ponytail was so thick I could barely close my fingers around it, and now I can overlap them. I don't know how I'm not bald. And I like my hair about this long. Long hair is glorious, and you can do some cool stuff with it, but it takes a lot of time, a lot of work, and a lot of conditioner. I just don't want to live like that. So I spent, when I did have long hair, I had hair down to my butt. It was always in a bun on top of my head because everything else was too much. Black. Escrepa. A sticky beige coat. I guess we'll get a couple of stampers. Some of them I have to paint in. I say a couple, I guess we'll get 5. That ought to do it. Let's strategize here. I think I want to do like this heart knot on my thumb, like up here maybe. Because that's the biggest one and I think it'll fill it up pretty well. And then I think I want to do this one that's fraying, I think. Or I might do this one for the pinky because I want to do this one with the heart for this finger. I also want to use this one that's stitched together because I think it's pretty cool right here. Now I need to decide what I'm going to do for my ring finger. I'm kind of on the fence. Like I could do this thing, these knots with the gold to kind of bring it together. Or I could do like the bow. I'm just not sure with this knot thing, but then I'm like, if it's by itself, that's kind of weird. You know, the problem is with leaving your hair down is you're always on it. Like, I feel like I was always removing my hair from being like stuck in my elbow cracks. Or when I would be laying down, I would get on it and lift up and pull my own hair. And you're always having to like throw it up here on the pillow. And then, God forbid, someone else is laying near you because then it's in their face all the time. I'm like, control this beast. Like, I'm already losing hair everywhere. I am the beast today. Let's get some of these picked up so we can paint them. The bow. Should I do it like up near the top or kind of like halfway? Or what I could do is do like a French and then put the bow on the French line. Would that be better? You do sit on it. It's everywhere all the time. I need to get this thing and try and do it well. I forgot to clean this plate. That pickup's okay, but it could have been better. Yeah, let's do it again. Let me clean it off. It really does help if you clean these plates when you first open them. That way the sticky from the paper isn't still there. I need to put some more acetone in my bowl too. This ain't cleaning nothing. Yuck. Let's try it again. Hold on to the plate. Don't go sliding away. Yeah, I think that's better. I think what I'm also gonna do is, like, because one side of this is different, I'm gonna paint the back of it so it's like stitching two pieces of something together. So I think I'm gonna use the gold and maybe even fill in these little dots that are invisible with it. But we'll do the painting in momentarily. I think I'm actually going to use the one with the piece of metal. That way it balances the one with the heart. Even though the frayed one is cool, I think this will make more sense. There we go. All right, what other one was I supposed to be getting? Control yourself, madam. Ah, that's right, that thing. All right, I think we will go with the bow. We'll just have to figure out how we want to put it on there. Move that stuff out the way. I'll bring this over to set it on so we can see what we're painting. Let's start with the rope, not the gold bits. We'll need to do the gold bits second. Pardon me if y'all are looking all down the top of my head. Yeah, that's good. Am I fast? I don't know. Maybe it's just because there's so little actual painting that I have to do on these. I gotta paint in the gold pieces now. One of the good things about alternating is the ones you already worked on are drying while you get through those other ones. Okay, all of the painting in is finito. So now we can start putting them on. Should we put a French on this one and then put the bow with it, or just the bow by itself? This is the one I'm not really sure. If I did do a French, I would do it with the gold paint. Do you think that's a good idea, or we should nah? Let's start though. Getting this pinky one on. Gotta wait about 30 seconds for that to get tacky. You think the French give it a little something to anchor? Let's get this guy added. I didn't stretch it quite enough. It's a little bit short, so I am going to patch it with a little bit of creativity, I think. If you don't look close, you'll never know that this don't make no sense. Now we can pretend it was like that all along, even though it kind of goes off to one side. That's all right. Let's do our French so it has time to dry. Not bad, eh? Can't even... What height is this supposed to be? Oh crap. Get back over there. There we go. I think that's straight, right? It's all right. So this is the next one that we're gonna do. We need to make sure we get a good sticky all the way down. The good thing about this one is if it doesn't quite go all the way down, patching it at least will be easy because I don't have to patch the stitches. Put it, and I'm gonna try and stretch it. Yeah, we're doing good. Oh. Most of the dots didn't even fit on there anyway, so that's not a problem. But we got the rest of it on there. I kind of wanted it to be more half and half, but with the way it's stretched, it did not exactly turn out that way. But that's okay. That's all right. It's not the worst. I do wish I had kind of gone a sideways with it, but then it wouldn't have stretched long enough. It's not my favorite nail, unfortunately. Can't see nothing. There we go. I wanted more of that red and less of the gold, but I was focusing on the gold and I got crooked, but it's fine. Thank you. Let's do this one. Okay. We got that one on there well, but I stretched it and it made the heart a little wonky. But that's okay, I suppose. It's not terrible. Let's do the thumb. I need to change this hand too, but I haven't decided what I'm gonna put over here, and I've gotten some of this copper paint on it. That's fantastic. I'm gonna try really hard to get this on here straight. I think I got it pretty good. Looks like it's almost equal on the sides. That's not bad. That one did all right. And I decided to scoot it down a little bit. That way it's kind of more along where a French line would be instead of just way up at the top. I don't know if I feel like it's too plain, but even if it was, what would I even put with it? I don't know. All right, this one is dry enough. Let's put some sticky on there. Yeah, like I am forever and always getting paint everywhere, and I'm like, how is this happening? What am I doing? Or like, you'll get them going and then bang them together and ruin all the work that you've done. I am notorious for that. How's that? Does that look cute? Kind of hard to see with that glare. I think I got the knot of the bow lined up with the smile line. Yeah, what do you think? Is that all right looking? Here's our little everything. I like it. It's subtle. Whenever the nails are warm, this red stuff turns gold, but like a different gold than this. So I think it'll still be cute. I tried to pick colors that would be complementary, but also make sense for rope. Let me close these up. I like it. I think it was a good choice. Put the lid on the right way probably helps. Okay. Smudge free. Okay. Now we gotta let that dry. This stuff's a little bit slow to dry, but it is all right. You know who needs to let me do her nails is that little girl. She doesn't love nails like I do. Typically what she'll do is just take some black polish and then kind of just it on there so it's not even neat. And I'm like, she needs to let me do a professional job so it looks good. And even when she lets me do something cool, she doesn't wear it very long, and I'm sad. I'm like, you didn't get the maximum amount of value out of that. My mom used to let me paint her nails, but she spends so much time with her hands in water that it just comes right off. So she was like, meh. Right? You work so hard to make these beautiful nails, and they're not enjoying them as much as they could. Little haters. But, I mean, I suppose as long as they can take them off without ruining them, at least they can put them back on. That's one of the plus sides for that. I am not good at that. I've tried to remove nails in a way that I would be able to reuse them, but I failed. And I think I've got some black over here somehow. How did this happen? And when? Check these others. Yeah. This fool. She's one of the ones who likes it simple. And I'm like, let me do something cool. Have you guys used watercolor paint to do nails before? It's a pretty cool effect. And you kind of have to take care with the way that you use it. You'll definitely want to use a smudge free or whatever, and you gotta wait for it to dry. But it is really excellent for marbling and for like pastel-y, see-through, like artsy looking designs. And so I don't do it as much as I would like, but I've been thinking about doing some when the season starts to turn a little warmer. Like, I've got some stained glass plates that I think would look really cool with some watercolor to color in the background. And also perhaps do some more like experimenting with making flowers. It took a long time for me to figure out how to use watercolor paints, and I only did because of this one lady on YouTube who does nail with watercolor, and she explained it slow enough for someone like me to follow along. So I've got a grasp of how, and I can sort of do it, but I'm not great at it. So it still needs some practice, but I was thinking maybe, you know, one of these times we could do a live stream where we just mess around, see what we can make happen with some watercolor paints. Because I've got a palette, and there's like the like cream colors, but then there's also metallics, and so they're real shimmery. They make pretty cool iridescence. So that's something we can think about. Yes, I am also not good at it. I need practice. And I don't think with the watercolors, I would be able to do like a reverse stamping. I don't think I could paint it from behind because I don't think the paint would sit on the jelly stamper. I think it would have to be like you said and stamp it on and then paint it on top. But I'm thinking that maybe because it's sheer, that it might not obstruct the black lines. I'm gonna have to experiment. But I think it would look really cool, especially if I did it on a clear nail. I mean, I've got some jelly paints if I needed to do that instead. But, like, stained glass doesn't have to be see-through. So, But I would like to up my watercolor technique. I'm also really bad at alcohol inks, but I think my issue with that is the blending fluid. So like, because I do regular nail polish, acetone is not a wise choice, but I think most people who do alcohol inks use acetone for the blending fluid. So I'm either gonna have to do it on top of gel or figure out how to better utilize the blending solution. And I've done a lot of practicing, but the results are inconsistent. Sometimes I can make something cool, sometimes not so much. So I really would like to perfect my technique. I got a book recently that's about making marble for nails to where it's like, it looks like an actual rock with the layers and stuff, because I certainly am not good enough for that, but I'm gonna learn, which is why I got the book. And it's got some pages I can print out to practice on, so I will do that. And hopefully one of these days, we'll be able to do some cool stuff. Make it look like an actual piece of stone. This is what we've got. It's nice and shiny. And that'll be dry in no time. But there's not really any more steps. These are the nails we're gonna have. At least for today. Maybe for the rest of the weekend. This hand probably will get changed at some point. And then I do need to work on those edits so we can do some more cool stuff. But that's it. I mean, I don't really have anything else to do. I've got my clothes on. I've got my makeup on. This is probably it for the hair. We've got our nails painted. I think that's probably the best way to do it. On the mat. We'll figure it out. That we will. But thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for keeping me company. It's a pleasure as always. Hope it was entertaining enough. At least gave you something to listen to as I rattle on about nothing. All right. I'll see you guys later. Bye.